Welcome, all you misfits and metalheads, to the cutting room floor. We are from the band Cut Like This. I am Thorn Black.
I'm Rose Blood.
And we have music right here on YouTube and Spotify. Please go and check us out. There's some good stuff there. Today, what do we have for them, Rose?
All right. Well, this is Anime Sunday, so you know we are bringing you the animes. All right. This one is it's not super new, but I didn't really see as many people as I expected to talking about it, so I wanted to cover it.
Same here.
It's called Angels of Death. It's on Hulu. I believe it's also in Crunchyroll.
I think so.
As well.
I think it's on both.
And this anime is really cool. It's another similar to how we were talking about Darwin's Game 2 episodes ago. This is a kind of death game situation.
This is a very survival horror-ish kind of
situation.
Yeah.
The main character is this girl, a young girl named Rachel. She kind of wakes up and, she seems to have amnesia. She doesn't really remember a lot about her life. She doesn't know why she's in here or where she is. It's this kind of ominous building. And this is an anime that's actually, instead of being based off of manga, this is actually based off of a game. And you kind of get that feel from watching it because they have to kind of clear levels of this really messed up building. And there's a mix of, real things that happen and also some crazy over-the-top things that, do make sense a little bit later on as you learn more about this place. So it's got a mystery element to it. It's got a gamishness to it, and it's super gory. It's super gory and dark.
Yeah. Some pretty interesting characters in this one. They're really off the wall. Like, just the personalities of these guys in here.
The counterpart to her is this bandaged up, really cool looking. I'm gonna say it. He's cool looking. So he's all bandaged up and he's in this long hoodie and he's carrying a Sith, and
big
he's just
one.
it's a real big, and he's just like freaking Grim Reapering it out. And
so for one, I just loved his look and that weapon. I don't see a scythe very often in too many things.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they just went a different route with the weapon that they wanted to get from him. I'm like,
exactly,
all right, this is going to be interesting.
And he's actually the enemy on the first level, but they end up kind of like teaming up.
Yeah, so this guy's a psycho, and he's
total
just
psychopath,
very murderous, and he wants to kill her, and she's like, okay.
Yeah,
she just wants to die,
so
and that took all the fun out of it. He was like, huh?
Unlike a lot of other characters.
That's no fun. You're supposed to cry. She was like, no, please do it. Please end it. He's like,
Yeah, she kind of takes the winds out of his sails.
She really does.
And that's how their unusual alliance begins. And
she wants to die, and he won't kill her until she helps him get out.
Exactly.
And he won't let anybody else kill her.
He's like, no.
He's like, no.
He kind of becomes her de facto protector because he's like, no, I'm gonna kill you.
He's like, you're smart.
It's not because I like you. It's because I want to be the one that ends your life and watches the light leave your eyes. Super creepy, okay? Yep. This dude is creepy, all right?
Yeah, so this is their journey trying to escape. So, like very video game style-ish, where even a couple of other movies have done this, like The Raid has done this, Judge Dredd has done this, where they just take over a building and the boss is at the top of the building and you have to fight your way to the top, right? So this one, it kind of just flipped it around, and they're in a basement on the very, very bottom, and they're trying to climb their way up to get just to the ground floor and outside to escape.
Exactly. And of course, each floor has its own special serial killing, person.
And that serial killer, the floor is designed for that serial killer and their personal crazy characteristics, and yeah, it's pretty entertaining.
It gets super weird.
It does.
It's incredibly violent. It's just right from the start, just super violent, over the top. So, if you guys have been thirsting for a really good survival horror-ish kind of thing, you're gonna dig this one. Some of the ending is a little bit ambiguous, somewhat, and it's not all of your questions will get answered, because that's kind of just the way that it's written. But it's a really fun ride. I dug it. Actually, I was really into it. I really like to see. I was really scared in certain points, and I was really like, oh man, how are they gonna get out of this situation? This is messed up.
Yeah, right.
And homeboy Zach gets messed up throughout.
He does.
And somehow still keeps on a ticking. So again, there's like a little bit of an edge of like, is this supernatural, or are these real people, or what is the meaning of this place? How did they get in there? If you are a fan of something that still leaves a little bit of mystery to things in the end, it's not completist at all. Like, cause you really like, there's still a lot of questions that I have about this world. Yeah. I think you really dig it. So, with that being said, how would you rate this?
So, I enjoyed this. There are a couple of things in there that I'm like,
like
but
what?
overall,
like
well,
what?
I can't really say.
Okay.
So
yeah, we'll mess things up first. Yes,
I think it might, I don't want to ruin the fun.
We don't want to mess up the mystery.
Because of that, I did enjoy this, by the way. But I'm still gonna give this a 3.5. I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Okay.
It's still a fun watch. I would check a trailer out if I were you, and I would think about checking it out anyway. It's not something that you should necessarily pass up, but it's not the absolute best. But what it's doing is really interesting. I think they do a good job with that. What do you think, Rose?
I would give this anime a 4, actually. I was really into it. I had a lot of fun with it. It's definitely not perfect. There are certain things, the way that they answer some questions and the way that they just kind of leave some things up in the air gets a little frustrating. But again, the fights are really cool. It's got that spookiness to it that you don't really see a lot in animes. Oftentimes, there's like, it's more, we'll always kind of gravitate towards some kind of lightheartedness or whatever, those like, there is definitely some little comic relief moments, but I think that this one really has, it's got its own special just heaviness to it of like, what is happening here? And especially the character of Rachel, as you find out, further on, she's not really as helpless and sweet as she seems like she is when you first meet her. She's got her own damage going on, and I thought it was really interesting. So I liked it that this character was like, this seemingly innocent little girl is definitely not what she
there's a lot more to her than
much more
there seems
to her
to be. Than
there seems to be. Some of the logic is a little funky, so that's why I knocked it down to a 4. But I still had a lot of fun watching it.
I had a lot of fun with it too.
There's definitely some detractions to it, but on the whole, this is a pretty cool and interesting concept, and I don't really think I've seen anything quite like it in an anime before, probably because it's based off of a game. It has that kind of elements of a game. It has like a kind of Silent Hill-ishness to it, and I dug it. So yeah, I'm gonna stand by my 4.
Nice. Thank you for joining us once again. We are from the band Cut Like This. We have new episodes every Wednesday and Sunday for you.
Wednesday are horror movies, Sundays are anime.
Please check out our music right here on YouTube and on Spotify. And like I mentioned before, we have some things in the works music-wise coming your way in the near future. So stay tuned and sign up for our mailing list.
By the way, when you sign up for our mailing list, you get a free song.
Mm-hmm. Who doesn't like free?
Free right off the bat.
Who doesn't like free?
Check it out. It's real easy, and you can always opt out of it later on if you get annoyed with our emails, but we don't really send them out that often. So I think you'll enjoy it, and I think you'll really enjoy the track. It's called Bite. You can also listen to it right here on our YouTube channel and check it out ahead of time, okay?
That's all for us for today here at the Cutting Room Floor.